Okay.
Back, Joanna, how are you?
How are you, my dear friend Antonio? Always a pleasure to see a good friend around. You know what? I've run into a few business acolytes that are saying, say hi to Antonio. It's hi to Antonio. Like, I will. No worries. No worries. You are loved in the community, my man.
Thank you. Likewise, likewise. People say, it's so great the things that you're doing, the conversations that you're having with Joanna. I think we're getting a lot out of it. And that's the point, really.
Yes.
Honestly, we do this because we learn from each other. And
All the
and that's
time.
number one. I learn something new every time. But beyond that, we hope it is our aim that others will find value in this conversation as if they were here with us today.
Correct, Antonio. And I think that you're cheaper than my therapist. So
Well, we can change
that's
that. I can charge more.
oh dang, I should have said nothing.
I'm more affordable. I'm not cheaper. I'm more affordable.
True, true, more affordable. That everything it's in the wording. That's why you were the marketing expert too.
Wonderful. Well, listen, one of the things the one thing that I want to touch on today is here we are in the middle of the year. And this is a time that is really flooded with distractions. It's very easy. It's the best time to be distracted. And halfway through the year, we have different types of entrepreneurs. I should say, different types of entrepreneurs respond to this time of the year in a different way. There's a group of entrepreneurs that look at, oh my gosh, halfway through the year, I say that I will be at this level by this year. This is what I said at the beginning of the year. And my goal was to be at this point so I can hit my year-long revenue goal, customer acquisition goal, whatever. And they look at it and go, "Oh, I'm at 60% of where I should be right now." That's one type, right? Another type of entrepreneur is saying, "Hey, I'm tracking really well. Maybe I can do more. Maybe I was sandbagging myself back in January and I can really do more. I wasn't really playing to my potential." Regardless, what happens this time of the year is that many entrepreneurs will look at their targets, will look at their goals. Hopefully, they wrote them down and they've been tracking, and they either say, I'm behind and I will adjust the goal, adjust it lower, or I'm tracking and I'm going to leave it alone. Regardless, regardless of, I mean, I'm kind of throwing some things out there for us to discuss because what we're finding at this time of the year, we all go through this at some level. That because this time of year is filled with distractions, whether if you're in the southeast or in the west coast of most of the U.S. right now is overheating, right?
Oh
Everybody's
yeah,
hot.
it doesn't matter where you are anymore. Even in
That's
Alaska,
true.
my friend.
That's true. It's not a Florida thing. It's not a California thing. It's not. No, it's everybody thing. So there's that oh, it's too hot, so I'm not going to go out and do what I said I was going to do. Oh, it's raining too much, or storm season is coming and I got other things I got to deal with. No, I'm tired, I'm going to go on vacation, or the kids are out of school and I don't have a whole lot of time to do the things that I said I was going to do. These are all distractions. So what I want to talk about today is how do we handle those things? How do we handle the distractions so we are tracking through the summer and do what we say that we're going to do? And I'm going to call this being disciplined in the middle. And this is not something I invented. This is something that was taught to me many years ago. I wish I remember who taught me this. But the concept is being disciplined in the middle. We set something in the middle because we're so far from the moment that we made the decision, right? December 31st, New Year's resolutions, we're going to crush it this year. And we're so far from that emotion and still too far from the end game, December 31st of this year. So we're in the middle of it, and we're not really good at attaching our emotion at the beginning of the year or the emotion that we're going to feel at the end of the year when we hit our goals. So being disciplined in the middle is a huge thing for all of us to commit to, being disciplined right now. So how do we do that? How do we stay disciplined? Do you have a way of staying disciplined and focus on your goals, Joanna, this time of year particularly?
My friend, you know what? Just to stay disciplined, it's a whole ordeal on its own. It's don't ask me about staying disciplined in the middle. For me, it's, and then again, this is because I'm a spiritual person and Taurus as well. It might be a little bit less complicated. I'm not saying easy to stay more focused because our Taurus is stubbornness. And know that I'm talking a little subjects like, what the hell is she talking about? But it's also part of this because it's how your mind is, or where your mind is, the body follows. So if your mind is a place where everything is scattered, you're not seeing the results that you expected. Because like we mentioned in another episode, starting a business is sexy, running it not so much.
Yeah.
So when we are in the midst of things probably not working or going away for the next shiny thing, it's hard to stay focused, disciplined. You just mentioned a really important thing, which is writing. In other words, it's also journaling. What are your business goals when it comes to that? But what has worked for myself is that when I set my mind into something, it's going to take place. And I am not focusing in the long run goal, which is XYZ. I'm focusing in the smaller steps, the needlepoint movements that I do towards that goal. Because if I see myself now in the middle of the year and where I was when we started, remember back in by the end of last year, while everybody was enjoying their holidays and festivities, what were we doing? We were sitting together in a friend's boardroom discussing the upcoming year and what events we were going to host.
Yeah.
People were telling us, you guys are crazy. Why aren't you just doing and getting away, enjoying, you name it? And we're like, because we don't want to wait for the year to start, for us just to start, oh, there's a new year. So we were planning, we were ready to getting ready. So we're ready when we need to be ready.
There it is. You don't have to get
Yes,
ready if you're always ready, right? So,
testify.
yeah, absolutely. And I think you hit on a couple of points that I think should be highlighted. Number one is that you stay ready. And number two is something that I practiced for a long, long, long time is that I look at my year as an 11-month year. So I want to compress 12 months worth of activity and production and goals and targets in 11 months because things will happen. Things
Yes,
will happen along the way that will cause you to pause and handle because that life is not linear, right? You're all over the place. So I look at the year as a 11-month term, right?
block. Yeah.
11 time frame. And to do that, you got to stay ahead of the game. To do that, you need to plan the year ahead at least 2 months before the current year ends. So you're not starting what everybody else is starting. And that happens right now in the summertime. Most people are distracted. Even though they tell you that they're focused, very few people are focused today. And they're looking for excuses to not do things that they said that we're going to do. And because they choose not to, they choose not to do the things. And it's very easy to find excuses not to do something versus to do them. I was looking at an interview with Mike Tyson back, I don't know, maybe 10 days ago. And they asked him about discipline. And he says, discipline, and I'm going to quote him, discipline is doing what you hate to do, but doing it like you love it. He says,
Yes.
without discipline, you ain't nothing. That's a direct quote from Mike Tyson, heavyweight champion of the world for many, many years. So he said it is doing the things that you hate to do and doing it like you love it because you have to do it. And you said you would. So that's
Yes.
his definition of discipline. What do you have a definition of discipline?
Oh, I believe I'm gonna go ahead with Mike Tyson. Oh my God, I'm so bad. I cannot help but think of the cat. Yes, because it's so entertaining to just say, yeah, go with the flow, do what you love. Yeah, but the real mindset, life change shift happens when you step out of that comfort zone and you will start pointing reasons to everyone else but yourself for why you're not succeeding, why you're not doing things, why you're not achieving your goals. So that's when I believe so much in the power of stepping out of your comfort zone. Yes, you might say, but Joe, are you just like contradicting yourself? Because here you're talking about staying focused and not going to the next shiny thing, and then you're talking about stepping out of your comfort zone. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Do you think that the role was going to be easy? No, it's not. It doesn't have to be painful either. But when it comes with a component of growth, oh my God, my man, how things change. Because just to see that the person that you were when you started this year to the person that you are now, and how amazing is that person that you're going to become, that challenge all of a sudden becomes sweet. But oftentimes, business owners don't take that leap because of the fear of failure. And it's a true fear, because here we are talking about people that rely on you, incomes, your dream. You don't want it to go to shatter, but how you're going to know unless you take that leap? Of course, make the most informed decisions as possible. You know that I'm all about that. Absorb as much knowledge as you can, but move forward and step into the next couple of quarters of the year, knowing that if you're not getting the results that you're expecting, something has to change.
100%.
Not necessarily an action, but your mindset. It needs to change. You cannot, and I resonate with what you just said. Stop blaming everyone else for why you are not doing the things that you are not doing. Do not expect someone else coming in a shiny armor on top of the horse or whatever just to rescue you. It's not going to happen. I can tell you that by now. I've been waiting for 43 years. It's not happening, guys. It's not happening. You need to execute the actions, and do not get bitter because someone else is doing it. That's their journey. They did the one thing that you needed to do, which is go ahead and do it. And instead of getting bitter, get better. Learn from that person. Hey, how do you overcome that? And you were able to do it. Learn, because I see that most of the time, Antonio, when someone goes ahead, says it's going to do something and does it, you get the two sides of the coin. You get the rooters that say, yeah, man, I knew you were able to get it. And you get the other side that goes like, oh, who the hell does she thinks he is for doing that? I could have done it better. Well, but you didn't.
You didn't. And somebody told me also, and that's really, when people react like way, it's just a reflection of who they are inside. It's not what's happening on the outside. Somebody told me somebody's winning in your neighborhood. Someone's winning and you're not getting the results you want yet. Just praise them. Praise them, congratulate them, learn, and says be thankful, because that means that God is in your neighborhood, man. They're blessed. They're being blessed over there, and God is in your neighborhood. So don't be bitter, and
just
keep
get
doing
better. That's my motto, man. Don't get bitter. Just get better and learn and learn. I mean, the same amount of time that you are implementing in pointing out all the negatives, all the things that are wrong, how you could have done it better, how much it's like boop, and here we're send the the little sound. You could have invested in like, oh, you did this. Yeah, there's room for improvement. There always is. But at least we built something. How can I actually help you to become better? Rather, how can I tell you all the things that you are bad at doing? And how can I bring you down? Let me show you, or share with you actually, a real life example. When I arrived into this amazing community that we live in, which is Orlando, of course, I did not know a lot of people, but there was this one person. I'm not going to say his name yet because it's going to circle back to something that we are working together right now to introduce later. I told him, hey, look, I want to start with this boot camp. We're going to do it with this friend, and he's going to, so how can I help you? I'm like, what? Yes. How can I help you? I'm like, I just want to spread the word. And he just offered, oh, I have my mailing list goes weekly. I can totally include your workshop in that and promote it. And okay, so much, who do I owe you, because, okay, who does that? It was the first meeting that we got into. And he said, Joe, don't worry. I got you. I want to see you succeed. And if there's anything I can do to help you succeed, count me in. Boom. Who says that, Antonio? Who says that? With no hidden agenda. Hello, because this is another thing. People want to see you succeed. As long as they don't succeed, you don't succeed more than they do. Mm-hmm. Number one. Number two, who tells you that and not ask for something later? Because you have my unconditional support, but later on they ask something in return, which I know I do believe in the power of, exchanging, but not coming with already a hidden agenda. And then this person circled back to me, and then 2 years forward, it's like, hey, Joe, I'm setting up this. I would love for you to join. And whenever you can to help spread the word, let me know. And if you can, I totally understand. And oh my goodness, I replied with the same thing. Hey, I want to see you succeed. So anything that you step yourself into, I'm there to support you. But that's the beauty that comes with staying disciplined to the core of your values, stepping out of your comfort zone, and helping and being of service when you can be of service with no conditions, humbly, because trust me, guys, that's going to return.
Yeah, no, wise words. And, I have my own version of the definition of discipline, and hopefully this will resonate with you as well. Is doing what you said you were going to do after the emotion with which you made the decision has passed. So you decide today that in my case, let's say I want to drop my body fat composition from what it is to 12%. And I'm super excited about it because I visualize what that's going to do for my health and my energy and all that good stuff. And then 3 months down the line, I'm not where I thought I would be, and the emotion is not quite as high. So it's very easy to quit on that. It's very easy to quit on that target. And so doing what you said you were going to do after the emotion with which you had made that decision has passed. To me, that's discipline. It may be something you like to do, maybe something you don't like to do. We're not here to do everything, only the things that we like. But my point is that discipline is super important, and I just want to remind everyone. I know we went a little bit on tangents, but I think it's all tied together.
Correct.
That right now is time to become disciplined, and because if you're not disciplined, the market will discipline you. And I've been on both sides of that. I've been in control, and I surrender control, and the market has disciplined me. And so I want to just give you just 2-3 tips, maybe 4 tips on how to stay disciplined this time of year. Like we said this already, stay ready. If you say you were going to do something, stay ready. Don't let yourself get cold. Don't stop all production. You may slow down because, you could be tired. You could be hitting some things. You have other commitments now that distract you from what you say you're going to do, but do not stop. An object in motion stays in motion, right? But if you stop, it's going to be very difficult. It takes more energy to get it going again. So stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Number 2, make it a practice to. I don't journal. I will tell you that I don't journal in the traditional way. I mean, I'm always writing, but it's not a journaling thing that I do in the morning and the evenings. But what I do is that I write my goals every morning, and I write my goals every night, and any time that I'm disappointed, because I want to be reminded of why I'm doing what I'm doing, and that keeps me disciplined. So writing your goals doesn't have to take a long time. It takes me about 30 seconds. It's not a book that you're writing. It doesn't have to be grammatically correct. It just has to be meaningful to you. And I'm going to do I'm not going to call it a training, but I'm probably going to do a session down the line in the not too distant future and remind people how to write goals the right way. So write your goals in the morning, in the evening, before you go to bed, and anytime you're disappointed. And if you find yourself, this is an important piece of advice. If you find yourself, especially this time of year, that you thought you were going to be here to get you to here at the end of the year, but you're actually here, never, ever, ever lower your target. Don't lower your target. You increase your activity. You have to make some adjustments so you can get back on track. But do not lower your target. You're not going to feel good about it. Nothing good comes out of lowering your target. Nothing. Because if you lower it and you hit it, you're like, well, I lowered it, so I should have hit it. You know that you're sandbagging yourself. You can't celebrate yourself for hitting a lower target. And the worst thing that can happen is you don't hit it. You don't hit a lower target because subconsciously, When you lower the target, you lower your activity, and you still have a problem of activity. And then you missed a lower target, and then you're going to go into depression. So nothing good comes out of lowering your target. You increase your activity. Never, ever, ever, ever lower your target. So those are the three things. Number one, stay ready. Number two, write your goals twice a day at least, and every time that you get disappointed. And number three, never, ever lower your target. Increase your activity. So that's what I would share with you, Joanna, and everyone else who's listening about staying disciplined this time of year, particularly as we get bombarded, continue to be bombarded by all kinds of pretty juicy distractions. I mean, that's pretty good. Some of these distractions are a lot
Oh
of fun.
yeah.
A lot of
Oh
fun.
yeah.
So, do you have any
Yeah.
thoughts on that? Do you have any thoughts on what you want to
Now
leave?
you've inspired me to come up with three. I don't know if I'll be able to come up with three because I have several ways that help me stay as focused and disciplined as possible. Do I succeed 100% of the time? No. I'll be real here. And I would be lying if I tell you, yes, I'm the most disciplined whatsoever person. No. Which is why probably circles to the first point. Like, and it relates to what you said. I believe in action boards. Don't invite me to a vision board party. Because yes, it's nice to have the vision and what's not. But unless you don't put action into that vision, it's going to stay in that place, in that category, a vision. Create an action board. What are the smallest steps that you need in order to achieve a result? Oftentimes what we do, we have where we are and the result. And then we don't understand why we get discouraged when we don't hit this goal. Because we don't have a clear roadmap. And this is probably the brand strategist in me. That of step 1, step 2, step 3, you name it. This is one by one. We're not going to go it's not going to happen, guys. And that's where the sadness and disappointment comes. I've experienced it. Nobody has told me. Here thinking, oh, this is my ultimate goal. But then when I'm like doing little steps and I'm realizing, oh no, I'm not hitting it because they're not the right ones. So create an action board. What are the steps? Little ones. You have no idea how important those little steps are. It's a domino effect. It starts with one, and then the effect that it has speaks volumes. So create an action board. That would be my suggestion. Number 2, be gentle with yourself, but not spoil yourself. Be gentle with yourself in a sense that, okay, we were able to create this for today. Do not torture yourself if you were not able to do one thing of that list. Because look how much you achieved. Reconvene and see that. We tend to look more what we have ahead of us than what we've walked behind us. So take a moment to see, okay, what actions have I taken? Wow, feel proud of yourself. Hey, if there's something to be proud of. If you've done nothing, then I don't think there's much to be proud of. Be proud of yourself. Check those pain points. Allow yourself some room to reconvene and change and adapt, and always coming from a place of becoming better and not bitter. Because it's easier to fall in that victim mentality and spiral downwards into that. Become better. What happened here, and how can I grab those bricks and build something rather than seeing those bricks and crying because everything collapsed. And last but not least, number 3, and perhaps this is the one that has helped me the most in my journey that I'm still traversing. It's not over. This is an infinite game. Is to also allow for those lessons to sink in and execute upon them. Not executing towards what it might be. Execute towards what you've built right now, what you've created, and go ahead and grow from there. When we think oftentimes in the long run, we do not see and stay here in the present, which is also value those connections. Get together with someone that knows more than you. Please do. You have no idea how much you're going to learn. Yeah, but nobody has anything to teach me because I am part of my own journey. I'm the one that knows everything. No, you don't, sweetheart. Team up. Have these conversations that we are having right now. I mean, Antonio, you've been of so much help when I'm like ready to pull the plug. And I'm like, Antonio, it's been a nice trip, but I think I'm done. It's like, well, Joe, have you done this? No. And are you thinking of like, no? And boom, new ideas, new connections, new things come and reignites that passion. So that only comes with the power of connecting with people that knows more than you, or at least is navigating in a different sea that it's able to let you see the entire ocean. So those are my 3 cents of contribution to add to what you said, because I believe in what you said as well. You don't have to get ready if you stay ready. So, and this too shall pass. We were talking about that earlier, remember?
Yes. These too shall pass. Everything passes. What you want to be cautious of that it doesn't run over you on the way as it's passing through you. You know,
Yes.
stay ready and that won't happen. Stay ready and that won't happen because life comes at you fast, right? Life comes at you fast. So it comes at all of us fast. So anyway, listen, we thought we shared some thoughts or some lessons learned along the way, how to stay disciplined in the middle. It's important that you stay disciplined all the time, but now more than ever, because this time of year has the most distractions. So be good to yourself. If you're tired, rest, but don't stop. If you need to pause, but don't stop. You know, these are things. If you need to respond to things in life, we all go through different things. Focus on that, but come back and remember your goals and remember where you're going. And that's what's going to keep you disciplined all the time, but definitely disciplined in the middle. Joanna, it's been great. It's time to get focused on working the rest of the day. So, anything else
Yes.
you want to share with us before we part ways?
No, and you know what? There's so much that can be said, but let's leave that for the next
Yeah,
episode.
agree.
But yes, guys, and like I say, be gentle with yourselves in a sense of, okay, you've come so far, you can go further and embrace those changes, embrace adversity. That's gonna be those lessons sand and wrapped in sandpaper, and they're gonna show you what you need to know in order to elevate and keep going up in your business journey. So take them with grace.
Very good. Well, listen, have a great rest of the day. Thank you for making time
Yes,
for this.
you.
I appreciate you, and we'll see you soon.
See you soon. Bye.